Alright everybody, what's going on? It's Gilroy here, bringing you a Call of Duty gameplay. Like, what? This is Call of Duty 4, however, which was, without a doubt, in my opinion at least, the last playable Call of Duty. This kind of relates, this is actually a gameplay I just got, I kind of played some Call of Duty. This kind of relates to the commentary that I wanted to do, and that was, hold on, this is a little bit loud in my headphones right now, there we go, and that was, I was at a party last night, and the guy who was hosting the party, it was a cast party, the guy who was hosting the party, his brothers were playing Call of Duty all night, in the next room over, and I was kind of like, oh, you know, whatever, good for them, they're hanging out with their friends, I guess. They were playing the first Black Ops. I guess we're just dealing with Black Ops out at this point. I've been working at a game store too much. But at one point I went into that room because it was much quieter to show my friend a funny video. It was actually factual game facts about facts. I don't know if anybody here watches that series at all, but I was showing him first the Pokemon is Tragic one, and then I wanted to show him the online shooter one. So I asked him, you know, have you ever played Call of Duty? Because it's based out of that game. At least that's the audio in the background. And he said, no, not really. And I say, you know, I said to him, good man. I just kind of in a joking manner, but there's my little target practice. Disclosure, in this game, the sway was turned off. I don't know how, but the sway was turned off. So that makes no-scoping easier, so any no-scope that I get isn't nearly as impressive. And every no-scope that I miss is that much worse. So the sway was turned off in this game, and I don't know how, but it was. But yeah, so then this guy literally freaks out when I said that. When I said, you know, good man, after he said, do you play Call of Duty? Nah, not really. Good man. And he absolutely freaks out. Whoa, wait, what? You bad talking Call of Duty? So I thought I'd have a little debate with him about how Call of Duty isn't balanced. It's built to sell, which is great as a business model. It has things that it's very good for. But as a well-balanced competitive game, it's really low on the scale of what it takes to play it. Especially considering, you know, how it's not about hitting your shots, it's about coming up behind somebody, which is its own gameplay. And I was fairly biased. I'm never completely biased, of course, and I'm sure I was being a jerk at times, let's be honest. But I was trying my best to be reasonable. He was not. I would tell you some of the points that he tried to make. They were honestly comical, such as he called Gears of War extremely unrealistic, and I said that it was realistic in their own reality. And he said, what, a chainsaw that can just cut through people? So I said, you know, in the future, would it be unrealistic for them to have a more powerful chainsaw, you know, however many years in the future this is, I forget exactly. But a decent amount in the future, is it unreasonable for them to have a more powerful chainsaw than we do now? And his response was, well, why would they build a more powerful chainsaw? Those were his arguments, not always the most valid. So then I said to them, well, why don't you try taking me on a real game? And they popped in Gears of War, and we did a little 1v1. What happened is the very first kill, we got on Bullet Marsh, is the map that we ended up on. And so the very first kill, he was sitting at his sniper, and I had my sniper, and so I tried to run around it to try to snipe him. I shoot and shoulder him, so I miss, and then he hammer bursts me down, so I'm down 0-1. That was the only kill he ever got. The very next life, I go to pick up the Voltok, and as he's trying to hammer burst me down, I two-shot him, you know, with a headshot. And then I pick up the sniper, and then I headshot him 4 times in a row with the sniper, 2 of which were supers, 1 of which was rolling out of the super. And I shouldered him on a blindy. And then after that, since that wasn't quite very fair, and I never picked up the boom shot, because I actually told him where the boom shot was and stuff. It really wasn't fair. He was a Call of Duty player, he didn't play Gears. You know the learning curve in Gears. It's not really all that fair. But, yeah, I did that, and I killed him every single time. So then I said, it's only fair, why don't you pick a game that you're good at, and I'll play you in that. So he takes me on to Halo Reach. Without DMRs, might I add. So I was not very happy about that I didn't even have a DMR. And I beat him. Despite the fact that he camped in the top of the lift room with sword and shotgun most of the time. I beat him. Then I told him, you know what, just put in Call of Duty, dude. You know, it's obviously a game that you're good. So he put in Call of Duty Black Ops, where we had a 1v1 on firing range with the classes that he had. They were fine. I used the FN FAL, something that I hadn't really used before. It was very similar to the G3 in Call of Duty 4. And so I used that, and I beat him. And so I said, well, fellows, on the Triple Crown, I think I'm going to have to end it there. It was good playing with you. I tried to be a gentleman about it. But wasn't really feeling it, if you catch my drift. And so then as they're walking up the stairs, because they left the room after that, I said, Hey man, before you start trashing a good game, you should first learn how to play yours. And then I walked out of the room. It was beautiful. That was a dick move on me. It was, but I had to. I feel like that really just shows how the community works, though. The Call of Duty communities, I feel like it's just so... It's my way or the highway. And, of course, everybody's going to have assholes in their community. Everybody's going to have, you know, good guy Gregs in their community. But it just really seems like the Call of Duty community is full of those kind of immature people. And so, you know what? Despite all the things that I might say bad about the Gears community that I don't like, I'm glad that we have it. So that's my little story time and my powwow. What is that? 20-7? I can't quite tell. A fun little gameplay I just popped in while sniping. So, hope you guys enjoyed and have a good one.